Hey all, Zach Lokes. Let's talk food. So, we were talking about ecosystem services, and also we're getting into thinking about how we can enhance ecosystem services in gardens, farms, in any sort of landscape. What does that make you think? How do you enhance them? And not just enhance, but how do you directly provide services to your ecosystem so it can provide services such as provisioning, supporting, regulating, and cultural services? How do we directly provide services to the ecosystem that provides us services? And that's a really cool concept. So, how do you serve your ecosystem? Well, one of the ways that we can serve an ecosystem on the farm is by feeding the soil with lots of organic matter and debris that can be turned into organic matter. Because soil has minerals in it, but it also needs space in the soil, pore space, to hold water and air. And that requires structure in the aggregate of the soil, so there's openings left within the soil, pockets that can be filled with water and then drain, small micropores that can be filled with water and be held until plants pull it out, and larger macropores that can hold air so that we can have aerobic activity in the soil. And the way that we get a stable aggregate like that is that we have really good mortar to hold the bricks. The minerals are the bricks of the soil together to build that house. The best mortar is organic matter, or soil organic matter, SOM. So what's the organic matter of your soil in your garden? And what about the soil maybe in a local woodland or the farm field? It's interesting to look at that. Just to dig some up and look at it and hold in your hand and see how sticky it is or how much the soil falls apart is already a good indication. To what extent does your soil hold together in aggregated clumps? There's ways of actually determining the bulk density of your soil and seeing literally how much, open space in the soil there is compared to, actual mass of minerals and material there. But at the end of the day, it's about getting organic matter in, because then the soil is more capable of providing the various services that we want, those ecosystem services. So a soil that has high organic matter is going to have good aggregation. It'll have good airspace and water space. And what this means is it's going to house more soil life that needs that. That's their habitat. And we talked about human habitat, and now let's think about soil life habitat. And that is soil life habitat, is that good aggregation. And a soil that has good aggregation is able to provide services to the ecosystem above, the plant ecosystem above, helping hold water in times of drought, helping provide nutrients in water solution so the plants can grow and prosper, housing soil life to help shred and break down organic matter and break down and remove nutrients and make them available, helping house, say, nitrogen-fixing bacteria that pull nitrogen from the air, etc. So when we supply organic matter, we're providing a service to the ecosystem. And that can come from helping enhance the ecosystem's own capacity to supply its own organic matter, by knowing that when you first get gardening or create an edible landscape or a food forest, you want to give a big burst of good stuff for soil so that it can quickly repair, because most soils are, abused, they're denuded, they're compacted. So giving that boost of organic matter, improving the soil at the beginning, helps the ecosystem establish so it can self-regulate for those essential needs and then provide more services to you. Healthy soil, humans creating healthy soil, means plum trees produce more plums. It means they photosynthesize more. It means their roots tap down into the soil and open up the subsoil more. All of this happens, all of these services that the ecosystem, that the plum tree and its companion plants provide, all their services that they provide are enhanced when we directly add organic matter to the soil and when we help chip down woody debris or do cover cropping, green manures, other ways that we feed the soil. So it's a way of thinking about how we can directly impact an ecosystem so it can impact us with more ecosystem services. So in our next lecture, I want to talk a little bit about those different big picture services that ecosystems provide and how we can actually do that in a micro landscape. So I hope that's some good food for thought.